Hey guys, what's going on? BMcG here, and today we have a video on my first ever Ascended 6-star, and that is Future Ant-Man. This dude is one of my favorite characters in the game. I just like the story of the character. I think the comic book stories he has is really cool. I really like the Ant-Man characters, so Cassie Lang, Ant-Man, Ant-Man Future. I really enjoy them in general, and he's just insane. He's a really good tech champ. He fits a lot of tech archetypes, which is what you'd want the tech champ to do, but then he's also unique in his own ways, which I think is really cool, and it makes for a really cool champ.
So this video is going to be a little bit different because I'm not going to go into story content because I have two other showcases out on Future Ant-Man currently, a rank 4 and a rank 5 showcase, and I go into story content on both of those, and there's just no point. It's not going to change. The only thing that's going to be different is the amount of damage I deal. So I figured, why not show you guys something that's relevant with the game currently, and that's competitive game mode stuff. So while I was rambling away, you guys saw this absolute amazing damage showcase against Storm in Realm of Legends, but we're going to be shifting gears and getting into Battlegrounds. You guys might have already seen this video. It is a rank 4 Korg, and I'm using my rank 5 Ascended Future Ant-Man. Future Ant-Man is one of my favorite counters to Korg, specifically because the Surging Swarm makes the opponent more aggressive, and that's great against Korg because it allows you to intercept him easily, and that allows you to use light attacks against him to remove his rock stacks. So it's just an overall good time, and it's more predictable, and we've got better control over the whole fight. So right here we go in and close the fight with a special 2 really fast. I mean, he's getting some help with the attack. I think it's the attack buff node, where you gain fury passives every time you remove prowess, and the armor ups that he gains will remove the prowess from the opponent, but still it's really solid. Next up we have Absorbing Man here. This is a rank 5 Absorbing Man. One reason I chose Future Ant-Man for this fight is, one, I didn't really have any counters to Absorbing Man, so I was kind of just hoping this would work. 2, Future Ant-Man's special 2 is direct damage, so Uru or Magma, both those forms, they do not affect the damage that you deal on the special 2. Also, third reason is that I sometimes struggle a little bit, and in doing so I get hit. But Future Ant-Man has a bunch of armors, and those armors reduce damage. So when I tank some hits, I will survive and I'll be just fine. So yeah, it's a pretty solid fight here, and we just got to go in for an intercept, but we get hit. Luckily he gets stunned, and then I just drop the special 2 here because I know it's going to finish him once the power detonation activates. And 50 something seconds for a rank 5 Absorber Man, I think that's pretty solid. I think it's nothing to laugh at. Next up, we've got Mantis in Alliance War, and she is on Power Focus 2, a Bubble Shield, and Scared Stiff. So the whole concept here is she's going to get to her special 2 pretty quickly, but once she gets there, she won't gain as much power when you hit her. She's also got Scared Stiff, so if I don't make contact with her every 8 seconds, or once within 8 seconds, I will be rooted just like you saw here. Pretty solid. I mean, it's a decent placement. And then lastly, there's Bubble Shield, so if I block too many hits, the 10th hit will go unblockable, and then each charge on that Bubble Shield passive under my health bar reduces my block proficiency. But Future Ant-Man is really good for Mantis in general because he's got a lot of control over the AI, as well as control over which special you want the opponent to use. If you want them using special 1s, just power control them a little bit. If you want to push them to their special 2, turtle up, block bait heavies, and push them to their special 2. But none of that really mattered here because we just nuked her in 55 seconds. So pretty solid stuff. But next up we've got Storm here. She's on Combat Deja Vu Prowess. This is spiked armor as well. And then I think there's Return Policy. Can't remember off the top of my head all the nodes, but essentially this is just a standard Storm Pyramid X, and I'll give her some prowess if I repeat the same basic combo. But that doesn't really matter because she's not going to get to her special 2. Her special 2 becomes unblockable with a certain amount of prowess, but just bait the special 1. And then once we trigger our passive power detonation, that will drain some of her power, which will remove her Tempest. As you guys will see right here, her Tempest is gone, which means no more glancing. We're doing full damage, and we drop the special 2, and bye-bye, she's gone. So pretty solid fight there. Next up on the same path, we have Bishop. He is on Aggression Prowess, Critical Setup, and Return Policy, I think, or Insurance Policy Power. So if I remove the passive Prowess, he gains a bunch of power. And, you know, if you strike him to remove, like, the Aggression Prowess or whatever, you know, it's not going to trigger that node. It's only if you use someone like Iron Man who rips off those armors with Invalidate, or someone who has Prowess removal. But yeah, we pretty much are in full control of this fight here, and just a couple of combos here will finish out the fight. We close it with a Striker, and boom. Next up, we have Atuma. This guy is on Hazard Shift, Incinerate, and Poison, and then there's also Stun Immunity here. So obviously you don't want to parry stun Atuma because he'll gain concussions, and more concussions means more Thorns damage. But with this node combo here, the Hazard Shift, this forces you to use some counters that you might not want to normally use against Atuma. Like Omega Red is great against him, and you could still use Omega Red here. Namor is great against him, and you could still use Namor here, but if there's a time where you like baiting specials constantly, you're going to be screwed taking a bunch of damage over time. So you ideally want someone who can handle the damage over time, and future Ant-Man handles the Incinerate pretty well. If I timed that special 2 just a little bit better, it would have KO'd him in just that one special 2. But it's not a big deal because I ran power back boost and he's gone now. So really solid stuff. I think that was a rank 5 Atuma, and I only took 19% damage, or yeah, I lost 19% health. So pretty cool, really solid there. Next up, we've got Bishop on Combat Deja Vu Prowess, Prowess Puncture, and Conflictor. I think there's also Return Policy, I can't remember off the top of my head. So essentially here, what we're going to do is respect the node, because the Prowess Puncture paired with the stat focus of Block Penetration on the 7-star, it's not a fun time. It's a lot of chip damage into your block, and you don't want to deal with it. So just respect the node, and you know, play normally. Just do medium light, or light medium, and you know, drop your special 2s when you can for full damage. But we're gonna get to a certain point here where we just full send, because I know I have the passive power detonation coming in to save me, and then I drop the special 2 and he is gone. So really solid fight there. A lot of these fights are just 45 to 55 seconds long. Some of them are super fast. But next up, we've got Havoc. This is on path 4. This is steady build up unblockable, special burst lockdown. So you guys are going to see a really cool ability of future Ant-Man's here. And anytime he is armor broken, he gains a passive version of that armor that was armor broken. The same thing happens when it's fate sealed, nullified, or prevented by ability accuracy reduction. So he's just really good because he's not shut down by things that will remove his armor. So I think it's really cool. You just have to respect his armor in different ways when you're fighting against him. But yeah, I'm not playing super well here because I eat some combos. Sadly, there's the special burst lockdown node that heal blocks us, so I won't be healing if I take too much damage, or I won't be getting willpower healing. And if I time that special 2 just a little bit better, we'd be out of the fight already, but just a couple of combos will finish out this fight. We bait a heavy attack, and then we get in here with a couple combos and he's gone. So another 55-second fight, or 50-something second fight. Next up, we've got Kitty Pryde on Aggression Prowess, the same node Bishop was on earlier. One thing that people kind of undervalue with Ant-Man is his Surging Swarm. Ideally, you want someone who can remove Kitty's prowess, but if you can't have that, the next best thing is keeping her aggressive. Because if you keep her close to you and baiting heavies becomes super easy, you're going to be winning the fight. And she has a small health pool, so usually you can just drop one special 2 and she's gone, like I just did there. You know, a 20-something second fight in Battlegrounds, usually against her, and then in War it's the same thing. Next up, we have Baron Zemo on Path 2. This is a diversity placement because Baron Zemo doesn't really have anything going for him here. He doesn't really benefit from any of these defensive nodes, so it's just a diversity placement, requires you to bring a counter. And Future Ant-Man is one of my favorite counters to Baron Zemo, because once you get the Surging Swarm active, he becomes more predictable in how you want to play against him. So there's two ways you could play against Baron Zemo. You could either bait special 1s and just intercept your little heart out, or you can push him to special 2, dex like the first and last hit, and then block the middle hits, and then by then you'll have a lot of armor, so you'll just mitigate the damage that you take on the special 2 when you block it. So last fight of the video. This is Bishop on node 38. This is Ebb and Flow Knockdown, right back at it, and Aggression Prowess. And this is just going to show how tanky Future Ant-Man is. I screw up a lot here, but we still finish the fight with a lot of health. So essentially here you want to stay aggressive because you don't want Bishop gaining a lot of prowess. If he does and somehow triggers the damage cap that Future Ant-Man has in his SIG, he'll just regenerate half of the damage he takes essentially. So it's not the biggest of deals if you let the prowess get out of hand. What else? You want to knock him down to remove the protection and get the Fury passive. And then right back at it means he goes debuff immune when you knock him down. So you're going to have to find your openings in a different way. Right there, I got the Striker off, I got the Heavy, and I wanted to go for the stand-up intercept, but I was a little late on my second light attack, so we ate the special 1 instead. So we're going to have to try to figure out how to do this special 2 a different way. It's going to be the same strategy I tried to do there, but right here you guys will see I got it, and we drop the special 2, do a lot of damage, and boom. So this fight's pretty much over with. Just gotta close them out with some combos. But I hope you guys enjoyed the showcase. I tried to focus on War because if you guys noticed, I used him in a lot of different areas, and that just speaks to his versatility. But if you enjoyed the video, hit like, and I will see you guys for the next video. Peace out.